So just for our viewers and our readers, can you just explain to me a little bit about, I know we discussed it, but your background, history and how you got into netball and what position you play?
Okay. So I've played for the England squad now for about 7 years. Always played sport, every single sport. I was a real tomboy. I wanted to actually be a footballer. And Mum said, you have to take a sport, play a sport you'd be looked seriously at. So she chose netball, no money, no professionalism. Good idea, Mum. So no, I love netball, and so I started playing school, usual routes. I picked a university which was really important, that had a full-time netball programme. So I went there, Bath University. And the year I graduated was the year I got into the England squad. So I got into there at 22. On wing attack, I'm now player coach at Surrey Storm.
Okay. Okay, so you've also been in tournaments all around the world.
Yes.
Who would you say has been the best and worst opponents that you've played against, and who would you like to replay?
Okay, so number 1 and 2 in the world are Australia and New Zealand, and we sit third. Obviously, they're our main rivals. I was lucky enough to play out in the ANZ for 2 years in Australia, which was fantastic because it meant I played against those players regularly, and I think that really helped my game grow. But you know, you can't beat playing against those guys in terms of their defensive lineup. You know, they're some of the best in the world. So any opportunity you get to play against them, and especially playing away from home over there, is fantastic because you're playing in such a different arena. You know, the fans actually know about netball and the media know about netball. So to play out there and to beat them would be the ultimate goal.
Do you think it's taken more seriously over in Australia than in England?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've got some really serious netball fans here. I just don't think it's perceived that way in the media. I think there's a big gap here that there's a lot of people that play or have played netball and know about it, but unfortunately there's no link between that and the top game. So people don't know about the elite stuff. You know, they've never heard of Super League, they've never heard of Surrey Storm, they don't know who's in the England squad. Whereas in Australia and New Zealand, they know who those players are. They want to be those players. And yeah, people actually talk about the game of netball rather than sort of feature about people, you know.
Yeah. Okay. So you mentioned earlier that you are a coach as well.
Yes.
So how do the girls cope with you being your friend and their coach, and how does that work in training?
Yeah, it's been interesting. This is the first season I've done it, and I've always been sort of a leader in terms of, you know, I've always coached, so I hope I know what I'm talking about. It's been my thing. So the girls have responded well. I wouldn't have taken the job if I didn't think they would, and I'd had a discussion with some of the older players in the team. But it is tough, you know. I had a chat with them this week that the lines can sometimes be blurred. How they would speak to me, they wouldn't necessarily speak to a coach. Right. And for me, it's finding that balance of when I'm a coach, when I'm a player, and when I'm just their mate. Because you know, netball is social. At the end of the day, I'm friends with a lot of them as well off the court. So I'm finding the balance. I'm not saying it's always easy, and I'm guessing that there will be some ups and downs along the way. But for me, it's just about learning.
So in regards to training, how often do you train on a daily and weekly basis? Yeah,
so we train every day, sometimes twice a day. The key for that is fitting it around our job. So we're all full-time in work as well, because it's an amateur sport. So a lot of the time we train at 7 in the morning till late at night. We'll train till 10 o'clock at night. So have to fit in a weights program, a strength, a speed program, a fitness program, and then obviously on court stuff as well, whether that's with Storm or with England.
And is there anything in particular that you would say to our readers or viewers that if they were trying to take up either netball or just trying to get fit in general, what kind of exercises would you suggest to them?
Yeah, well, I think, you know, because I go to the gym a lot, but I absolutely hate it. You know, I get scared about when I stop playing because I can't imagine me going out on long runs or hitting the gym or doing something. So I think I'll always have to play something that's competitive. I think what's great about netball is it's such a social sport and it's general. You know, it's not going to be have to be really strong in the upper body or have to do this in the gym or have to do that. You know, as long as you're fit and you're healthy, it can be great for all muscle types, all body types. So it's such a fantastic sport to get involved in.
And you mentioned also when we spoke earlier about the Saturday morning clubs that you have. How would people get involved with that and join if they wanted to take up, you know, amateur netball?
Yeah, no. There's a big program going on at the minute called Back to Netball, which is fantastic because it's allowing basically women that have played netball at any level to come back to the game. Okay. So basically check out the England Netball website. have a look. It's all split into regions, England Netball working regions. So you click on your region and it will take you through to either the Back to Netball programmes or to the people to get in touch with. And you'll be surprised at the amount of clubs, leagues, if you want to play competitively, or social Back to Netball clubs that there are around.
Okay, brilliant. In regards to your training, is there anything in particular with your nutrition or mental? Like, do you have someone on site that helps you deal with all of that? You know, because it could be quite stressful if you're also coaching the team and singly playing.
Yeah.
And you know, if there is anything that you do need to eat specifically, or are you quite flexible?
Yeah, I think again, netball's quite general in terms of fit and healthy. You know, I don't. You know, if I want a bag of chips one day, can I have it? Yes, of course I can. But I mean, it's about being consistently, you know, treats, but looking after yourself. So that's the key thing with nutrition. We do have people on hand, which is brilliant. We have a nutritionist and we have a psych as well. And a lot of the things for the players is time management. For example, if we're working full time, if I'm gone here at 6 o'clock in the morning and we're back again at 11 o'clock at night, I've been out all day, I've trained twice, I've worked, I've coached. At what point am I eating and what time am I eating? So for me, it's about preparing food, making sure I've got the right foods in the house so I can snack when I come back, or we've got the right foods on the road when I'm going, and being organised. That's the hardest thing. Yeah.
What kind of foods in general do you eat? Is it a lot of fruit, a lot of fibre, protein?
Yeah, definitely. So obviously 4 matches carbo loading in terms of, you know, pasta, potatoes, whatever, getting out onto court. We do a lot of supplements now. We work with Power Bar, which has been brilliant for us, especially in recovery, because again, for what I'm saying, you know, if we've got to get up the next day and do something, we need recovery. So whether it be shakes or supplements that we have, so that's been great for us. But yeah, in general, then we're snacking nuts, fruit, anything really that's gonna keep you healthy and keep you, you know, not ill as well.
Yeah. Do you ever have time off during the week? Do you have a certain day where you don't do anything, you just relax, or?
I wish. No, we do. Obviously, day after a match, I try not to do anything. If we can have that as downtime, that's fantastic, because that gives me some recovery. But again, I'm quite an active person. I always feel a little bit guilty if I'm not doing anything. Yeah. So it is quite nice. Like, the programme I fit around my job, and I try to keep it as a schedule. What I'm a nightmare with if things change and it goes all around, because I just don't have time to fit it in. But yeah, when I have downtime, I do try and chill out.
And what's your favourite things to try and chill out? Do you go on holiday, or is there never a time?
Never a time. I think we've got a month off this month. It'll be June, so I'm looking for book a holiday now. And it is important. When I get a free weekend, I like to plan to have done something, because what I hate is it comes here and then, you know, it's wasted. So whether it's catching up with friends, movies. The biggest thing that chills me out is shopping. I love shopping.
Okay, we'll talk about fashion in a bit. In terms of netball, obviously, it's a really competitive sport, and we know that in 1995 the International Olympic Committee designated it as a Olympic recognised sport, but it's not a summer Olympic recognised sport, so obviously you guys won't be playing this summer, which is a massive downer, I would say. Like, it's a huge loss, isn't it, really? Yeah. So what do you kind of think in terms of that? Is there any programmes in process to try and push it so it does become a summer sport?
No, it's really funny, because all I get asked when I meet new people is, oh my god, so you be at the... No, at the Commonwealth Games we have a world champs. I'm torn between the Olympics. It's a really difficult one for me. I think because of what's going on at the moment, there's so much prestige about playing at the London 2012. Brilliant. I played netball, and you know, you realise from a very early age it's not going to be in the Olympic Games. Although they are trying to push to it. It won't be in the next one after this one, and I think you have to enter it as a sort of trial sport before it then gets taken up. So we're talking a good sort of 3 or 4 before it will probably be considered, and that's if any country that gets it decides they want to do that. So it's a long time away. What I'd like to see happen is a semi-pro league. And I think the problem with the Olympics, and I don't know, I can't tell you who won the handball or the volleyball or the tennis or the football. I can tell you who won the 100 metres, you know. And although it's great to have that, things like funding and everything else become about the Olympic Games.
Right. And about sponsorship.
Exactly. And then that gives a smaller pool of players. So you're talking sort of 20 players that you're looking at. Whereas semi-pro league, which has been working out in Australia and New Zealand, suddenly makes 200 players become semi-pro athletes. Well, how amazing is that? If you've got young girls that can go, when I grow up I want to be a netballer, and they could actually do that. And they just haven't got that at the moment. So I'd really love to see has commercialised the game, get a big sponsor in and go, you know, this is great for females.
Yeah.
What's great about netball is it doesn't compare to anything else. So unfortunately with male sports, female football always comes up against that comparison.
Yeah.
Female rugby, female cricket, and they're all amazing athletes and amazing sportswomen, but they have that comparison and netball doesn't.
Is your team currently sponsored by anyone? Do you get any funding or any sponsors?
Yeah, so the Netball Super League is sponsored by Fiat, which is fantastic. Yeah. They're a great sponsor and they've been really helpful. But, you know, we still pay to go on the TV, we still pay to go on the Sky don't pay us. So, unfortunately, the franchises all have to fund themselves, and you can imagine the cost. And so, the reason I joined Surrey Storm is because commercially they were forward thinking, and we've actually changed a lot of the way netball thinks in terms of events and crowds and branding, and it's been amazing to work with them. And that's something I'm really passionate about, and it's something I studied in and wanted to do. So it's been fantastic to have that happening. But we're going to need more sponsors. Like, we're lucky with the sponsors we get at the minute, and they've all been great.
Yeah.
But what would be nice is for someone to come in and take a chance and go, you know what, this could actually work. There's so many female role models here, and it's such a good sport to watch. And there's so many people involved that I think it could really work.
In regards to when you are on the pitch and you are playing, like, do you have to wear, is it Fiat sponsored kits that you get, or is there anything particular that, you know, particular trainers that you think work best for you on there or anything like that?
So England have certain sponsors. The Super League is sponsored by the Fiat. We have Surridge netball dresses this year at Surrey Storm, and for England we have Cookery dresses. So there are brands that have got involved. I've actually just started working with Gilbert.
Okay.
And we're going to be designing my own clothing range and my own trainer.
Oh, wow.
Which is, I'm really excited about. It's never happened for a netballer over here before.
No.
So, you know, we're really trying to push things forward. So we're working on that at the moment. I want to give players more choice. You know, all we've ever worn is Asics trainers. Well, with Gilbert, we're designing one at the moment and trying to show the girls that there are other ones out there and get them into high street shops. You know, it's a nightmare to get actually specialist. I have to go on the internet. You know, you can't just walk into JD anymore or a sports shop and buy netball kit. You can't do that. So that's what we're trying to push to try and get a range that hopefully will cross over.
So it's going to be all sport based, your range, in regards to netball. You know, like bibs, shorts, things
It'll
like
be
that.
jogging bottoms, which I live in, and hoodies and trainers. I've got my own netball, and basically whatever I think best. And training are quite tired that. But sort of more leisure wear as well.
Yeah.
You know, I live in stuff all the time, and you know, it's a nightmare to find things that are women's fit that are nice but are still comfortable.
Right.
You know, I have to wear men's joggers all the time, and you know, do I want to wear a lycra bottom? No, I don't. I want to be, but I want it to still fit like a woman. You know, so we're hopefully going to look at that and see if we can progress that forward.
Okay, that's brilliant. So obviously we've spoken about all the sponsorship side a bit. In regards to shopping and fashion, you said you love shopping. Yes. How often do you go? Do you get a chance to go, or do you do it mostly all online? Or
no, you know what? I've tried to do it online, and I'm not a big online shopper. I like to be in the shops. I like to try things on and go around and look. Yeah. Do I have time? No, but what I tend to do is sort of once a month, once I'm getting a little bit stressed out, I'll just go and take half a day, and I'll just go over to Westfield or go over and find somewhere new and just go and have a mooch around.
Have a bit of retail therapy.
Yeah, and do it on my own. I'm a nightmare shopper to go with. I like to go on my own and just have a few hours to myself.
Okay, and do you keep up to date with like all the latest fashion? Do you buy all the weekly magazines or monthlies? Is there anything in particular you love to read?
I get Grazia and I get Look, and it's really lame, but I love Look because I'm a high street shopper. You know, unfortunately I'm not loaded. So although I love all the designer clothes, I can't. You know, it's not in my budget. So what I love about both those magazines is they're easy to read. I like the features in them as well, and they give you ideas. You know, it's brilliant. So I can see something I really like here, and then I can go and find it in Topshop or Zara or wherever.
Do you ever have you ever gone out and splurged on something designer or luxury or expensive, or if you could afford to, what would be your main brand that you would love
shoes?
Was it definitely shoes?
I'd go and buy some Jimmy Choos. It's pathetic, isn't it? Or a Chanel bag. I have some set things that I would love to do. Yeah, I will one day.
One day reach that goal.
It was funny actually because I took mum and dad down to Notting Hill this weekend, and we were shopping around and we were going into the little boutiques and stuff, and I was like, one day I'll be able to afford all of this, but I'll be too old to wear it, but I'm still going to do it anyway because I don't care because I've had my heart set on things for so long. No, I love clothes, but it's like anything, I'm realistic about it.
Yeah.
bottom line is I'm a coach, so 7 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night, I'm usually in a jogging bottom and a hoodie. So I've got about 200 pairs of shoes. When do I wear them? You know, so I buy them, but I'm sensible about it as well.
Is there anyone in particular, any fashion designers that you really love their collections or that you follow?
I like Chloe. Stella McCartney stuff, Chloe.
Quite girly.
Yeah. Which is weird because I'm not really like that.
I suppose it's a chance to show yourself off the pitch, isn't it?
Exactly.
You get to dress up.
Exactly.
So, like with dressing up, do you ever go to any red carpet events? Have you been invited to any balls or?
No, not yet. But we have awards evenings and stuff like that, and I'll often go around and try and find something I really like. But yeah, not anything major yet, which is a shame really, because you know it would be nice to do that, and I think trying to get more females at those events, especially sportswomen, you know, role models and stuff. So hopefully we've got a new agent now, so we're looking at doing some stuff like that and trying to promote. What
would you like to attend? Are you more of kind of an Investec Derby kind of girl, or Ascot, or would you like to go and see football? Or what's your kind of favourite sport outside of netball?
I think I love football. I crossed over to rugby a little bit. I like football and rugby, to be honest. So yeah, I do love going to sporting events. I love doing that. But yeah, we try and go to the races. I did a lot more out in Australia because we were invited to more things. So we used to go to the AFL. We'd have a table there, and I guest spoke at the AFL before. And we used to go down to Melbourne Cup. We do things, you know, which was nice. It was nice to have that opportunity.
What kind of attire did you used to wear? Is it full length gowns, or I don't know, over in the Melbourne Cup? No, is it more cocktail? You know, same
more
as
cocktail.
Ascot?
Yeah, it's more cocktail. It's so hot.
Yes.
So yeah, more cocktail kind of stuff. Australia was weird actually for shopping. I hated it.
Yeah,
I lived in Brisbane, so it was an absolute nightmare trying to get stuff. Our high street is the best, you know, absolute best. And going over there, I really struggled. When I used to go down to Melbourne, I'd try and stay and go for a couple of days and go shopping because it was just a nightmare.
I don't know if you've seen with all the news that's come up, but actually the Queen this year, because of the Diamond Jubilee, they tightened up at Ascot.
Yeah.
And I think maybe Epsom are following in regards to wearing hats instead of fascinators.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? When you went to the Melbourne Cup, did you wear a fascinator or a hat?
I did wear a fascinator, yeah. I love both. I'm obsessed with hats. And again, it's something else. I'll buy them. Where the hell am I going to wear them? I wore one out the other day and my boyfriend was like, what the hell is that? When I'm wearing it, just leave it. And this is why I love being up in London, because I think you can get away with it a lot more. If I bought into work in a hat, some of the outfits I go into work in, and if I have sort of a dress down day and I'll wear my normal clothes, and I'm like, what have you come as? Because, you know, it's a really sporting environment. So I wear something I think looks cool, and they're like, what the hell, you look like you just stepped out of a magazine, you know. And
that was my intention.
Yeah, that was the idea. But when I'm up in London, I love it, because I think you can just do what you want, wear what you want.
Yeah, I think it's very varied, isn't it, the style?
Yeah.
So what would you say that your preferred style is? Is it really girly? Do you prefer dressing up in dresses and like high heels when you go out for an evening? Or?
I think the idea is yes,
but in reality,
no. I'm more of a skinny jeans heel, and that's the issue. I've got so many things I've never worn because I buy it and I think, oh, I'd love to wear that. But then again, the crowd that I hang out with, all sporty types, and the places I go, it's not
necessary.
Yeah. And that is one of the biggest problems, you know. You're going down your local Pizza Express, you're not going to put on, but if you're going somewhere nice in London, then you are. So it's...
Is there anyone in particular that you would say is your style icon when you're reading through all these magazines? Any celebrities that jump out at you?
Olivia Parr. I love. Yeah, I think she's.
Funnily
cool.
enough, Georgie twigs it.
Oh really? Really?
Yeah.
Well, because I think she gets it right as well.
Yeah. Every time.
Yeah. She looks. I would love her wardrobe. I think it's amazing.
I think everyone would. So when you're at home, you say that you're usually in joggers and it's all very casual. Do you ever get to go away for the weekend to the country? Is that your kind of thing, or would you prefer to fly off somewhere and be a bit more glamorous, Saint-Tropez?
Yeah, you know what? I'm a bit of both. I'm mixed. I can never decide where my favourite holiday destination is because I'm the kind of person that would just love to hang out on a beach and do nothing because I never get to do that. But some of the best trips I've had have been to New York. You know, my best friend's parents lived out there, and we used to go out there quite a bit, and shopping wise, and the nightlife, and just hanging out, and that kind of lifestyle. So I'm a bit of both. I'm from the countryside, so I'm quite at home doing that as well. Yeah, slobbing around, but it is quite nice to do the other things, to go out the glam side as well.
So in regards to beauty, do you have a regime, or is there any like brand?
I wish.
Or is there any brands that you love using, that are in your makeup bag?
Yeah, I buy Chanel foundation, really like that. MAC, obviously, because it's really easy to get. And I love all the MAC stuff, so I tend to, if I'm doing things, I'm not as big on beauty as I am on fashion. Yeah, most of the time, scrape my hair up, no makeup, and go out for the day. So it's quite nice to do that stuff. I'm useless at doing it, useless at doing anything to do with my hair or makeup, and pretty much all my friends are useless as well, so it's quite, I know it's quite interesting, but I love it, so I love learning new things. And
I'm sure that I've read before that you've done quite a lot of modelling for you know, sponsorships and things like that. So when you do that, is that a great opportunity for you, because you get pampered the whole day? They do your hair, your makeup.
It scares the life out of me
Really?
because they do, because I ask loads of questions. So like, so how are you doing that? What are you doing? Funniest is when I'd go to places and they go, "All right, do you want to just whack your eyeliner on now?" And be like, "Do you want to do it?" Because I'm not actually very good at that. I'm quite happy for you to do it. It's not a problem. So they're there flicking away liquid eyeliners. Just a nightmare. But yeah, the best I get now is false eyelashes. I do it for a lot of the girls, and I can curl hair.